So hey, this is the Kali Monkey. Welcome to a new episode of Game Diggers, digging up games to treasure. Today, we're checking out Day of the Tentacle. We're checking out the remastered version today, and it's actually a sequel to Maniac Mansion, a game that was released in 1987, and is actually quite well known, as it was really one of the first games that really put the adventure game genre on the map. Day of the Tentacle originally released in 1993, and the remaster was released just recently. Created by Tim Schafer and Dave Grossman, back then with LucasArts, and right now it was re-released and created by, again, Tim Schafer, the remastered version, as part of DoubleFine, his own company. This is really a very quirky, weird adventure game with a shitload of humor. It features the story of Bernard, Hoagie and Laverne with their quest to help the Green Tentacle as the Purple Tentacle is trying to take over the world. So let's check out Day of the Tentacle. So I'm going to be showing you guys the introduction first. If you're not someone that likes cutscenes, then feel free to skip using the skip button. Otherwise, let's check this out. What's that? It is the tentacles.
I'm thirsty.
I don't think you should drink that. It looks bad for you.
Nonsense. It makes me feel great. Smarter. More aggressive. I feel like I could. Like I could. Like I could. Take on the world.
Look, Hoagie, it's a hamster. Just what I need for dissection lab tomorrow.
I think I need that for the band, Laverne. You know, like we could bite its head off or whatever.
Hands off that hamster.
Friend of yours, Bernard?
He belongs to Weird Ed Edison, and it looks like he's brought us a note. It's from my old friend, Green Tentacle. He says that Purple Tentacle's mutated into an insane genius, and Dr. Fred's going to kill them both. I thought I was free of Dr. Fred and those crazy Edisons forever. But now, I know that I must go back to the mansion.
So the mansion is from, part 1, as already mentioned. Maniac Mansion is the original game. This is actually called Maniac Mansion Day of the Tentacle. So this is the sequel. We're going to go back to the mansion where the Edisons live, a crazy family. They have the two tentacles and one of them is now trying to take on the world. What's quite unique in this game is that actually the original game, Maniac Mansion, is included within the game. You can play it later on, which is actually quite funny to do. It's not a remastered version of that game, so don't get me wrong, it is really the original game from 1987. But if you get the chance, do check it out.
Okay,
So actually, Day of the Tentacle was released in box form, obviously. It was released on floppy and on CD-ROM at the same time. That was quite unique for that time. And it was a special triangular box as well. I always loved games being released in these boxes that you could hold, and there would be booklets in there. It would be something very cool in your cabinet. I still own a few versions of both the Day of the Tentacle and Maniac Mansion. And the Day of the Tentacle triangular release was a bit more rare. You don't see it a lot, but it's quite a wanted release as well.
Tied up in his secret lab. Question is, where's his secret lab?
Maniac Mansion was regularly in the top list of best games of all times. It's definitely very high on my list. I've always loved adventure games, but also the humor in this game is just amazingly funny. It was one of the first games that actually featured voice acting as well, and it's done explicitly well if you ask me. In case you're wondering where am I, why can't you see me? Unfortunately my camera is still broken, but I have a new camera ordered, so the next episode should feature my face again, for all that's worth. So for now you have to do it with the mic.
A secret passage. This is all too easy.
Laverne, how'd you get upstairs?
Am I upstairs? I got lost.
Seen any tentacles?
What's a tentacle?
Oh, just something I whipped up in my spare
Dr.
time.
Ed.
Made good pets, actually, until one of them tried to take over the world. Had to tie the little buggers up in the basement.
Good thing you told us that.
Yeah, Bernard wanted us to set them free.
Thank God you weren't that stupid. Did you say Bernard?
Okay, you're free to go.
Thanks, Bernard.
Yes, thank you, naive human. Now I can finish taking over the world.
Wait!
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. He's incredibly evil, isn't he?
Isn't he?
I'll try to talk him out of it.
Well, what possible harm could one insane mutant tentacle do?
Leaping lab rats!
Dr. Fred.
What have you done this time, you meddling milquetoast? Now Purple Tentacle is free to use his evil mutant powers to take over the world and enslave all humanity!
Whoops.
Our
Whoops.
only hope now is to turn off my sludge-o-matic machine and prevent the toxic mutagen from entering the river.
Isn't it a little late for that, Doctor?
Of course, that's why I'll have to do it yesterday through the time machine.
So this is another cutscene part. Feel free to skip
This
it,
is all your
pressing the
fault,
button,
Bernard.
or enjoy.
Behold, children, the Chronogon.
Doc, can't you just send Bernard?
No, you must all go to increase the odds that one of you will make it there alive.
Have any people ever been hurt in this thing?
Of course not. This is the first time I've ever tried it on people.
The animations in this thing are amazing. Very cartoony style.
Well, I'll be.
Bernard, float over here so I can punch you.
This must be that Woodstock place Mom and Dad are always talking about.
What could it all mean?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Nurse Edna.
Die. Die.
We may not live to see yesterday.
I'm sure Dr. Fred wouldn't have done this if it weren't safe.
After all, he is a doctor.
It works! I can't believe it! And they said imitation diamond wasn't good enough. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, this isn't going as planned. Surf's up, dude. Coming out of the toilet. Oh, that's nasty.
Cheap mail order jewels.
What happened to Hoagie and Laverne?
I knew I should have bought a real diamond.
Are they alive?
My dials say that the larger specimen landed 200 years in the past, and the other is stuck 200 years in the future.
Well, hurry up and bring them back.
I will, as soon as I get a new diamond. Then all your buddies have to do is plug in their respective chronogens and...
Plug them in? Where is Hoagie going to find an electrical outlet 200 years in the past?
Yes, well, he'll be needing my patented super battery then, won't he? Now, where did I put those patented super battery plans of mine?
Plans? How are we gonna get Hoagie plans?
Don't worry me with details, boy. Just help me find the plans. They're in this house somewhere.
Now what am I going to do?
I think I made myself perfectly clear. Step 1, find plans. Step 2, save world. Step 3, get out of my house. Let's get cracking.
Let's get cracking. So we have to find these plans now, so that we can send them back to Hoagie. So Hoagie is 200 years in the past, same house, same mansion, and Laverne is 200 years in the future. And that's the fun part of this game, is that basically you play with all three characters and you can switch between them. You can't switch between them yet because you have to play them, make them available. But actually quite soon you'll be able to do that. And then actions you do in the past actually influence the future, which offer quite cool and dynamic gameplay.
It's Dr. Fred's design for a super battery. It's capable
Here's the
of
plan
going up to
already.
1 gigavolt with a charging time of only... I've got the plans.
Quick, we have to flush them to Hoagie.
How did you get over there?
My ingenious super battery design, please.
You really flushed them.
Yes.
Down the toilet.
No, through time. Using the highly sophisticated time flux hydraulic vortex chamber I've installed in each chronogen, you can flush small inanimate objects to each other through time. Flush small inanimate objects to each other through time.
So she's in the future.
Hello?
Hanging in a tree.
Dr. Fred, can you hear me? Drat.
Did you hear something?
No. Let's see if what's-his-name catches on.
Oh, great. I'm stuck in colonial times, tentacles are taking over the world, and now the toilet's backing up.
Hoagie, come over here. It's your old pal, Dr. Fred.
Dr. Fred, how'd you get in there?
I want you to pick up those plans you see in the chronogen, Hoagie. Bring them to Red Edison. He's my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He'll know what to do.
You need the plans to make a super battery so you can plug in your chronogen.
Okay, if you say so, Bernard.
Good boy. Does he have any experience with electronics?
Well, I once saw him take 3,000 volts directly through his head without batting an eye.
Didn't he pass out?
Well, he was already passed out when it happened.
Time for me to save the world, I guess.
And there we have it. We can switch between Hoagie and Bernard now. And this is where the game really picks up. So no more cutscene now. This is the game. 200 years in the past. He has the plans for a battery because he has to hook up this time machine, obviously. And we have to collect a lot of things to be able to get that battery completed. First we have to find the actual great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather that's gonna help us actually build that. Let's see. Nice carriage. Pretty dirty carriage, actually. Doesn't seem very sturdy either.
It's totally covered with crud.
Crud. Totally radical, dude. So let's go inside. This is a mailbox. Can we do something with that? Push it. Whoa.
Ooh, the Pony Express.
Really old school, guys. Pony Express. So Purple Tentacle is the 8th game that was created with the Scum engine. And Scum is the original engine that was created for Maniac Mansion.
What's up?
It stands for Script Creation Utility for Maniac Mansion, and it's the original engine. And a lot of the adventure games from LucasArts after that were actually created with that.
Later, dude.
I guess we should find him here, right? Oh, this is still a secret passage. Nasty butt crack. Oh, there he is. Red Edison.
Super battery, eh? Brilliant design. Sometimes I amaze myself. Now all I need is oil, vinegar, and some gold.
Oil, vinegar, and some gold. Oil, vinegar, and gold. Okay. So that's our task for now. Find oil, vinegar, and gold. We also have to keep in mind that we can actually flush things to the future and back to the past.
Hey, that's a left-handed hammer, you know. I invented it myself.
A left-handed hammer.
My ungrateful slob of a left-handed son. Oh, well.
Oil, vinegar, gold. Cool, we got it. So actually it's right now quite a good time, if you ask me, for adventure games.
Get me down from here.
So there's a remastered version recently done for Grim Fandango, which is an awesome game as well. There's another one coming up for Full Throttle, which is a super awesome game as well. Recently we talked about the Dark Side Detective that's coming out. It's really just quite some new ones coming, and that's quite promising. Thimbleweed Park is the one that I'm looking forward to a lot. It's the same guys that I mentioned earlier on, Ron Gilbert and Gary Winnick. They created the original Maniac Mansion, and in that same style they're now creating a new game called Thimbleweed, so that's going to be awesome. So we have our vinegar, that's pretty good. So we need oil and we need gold.
I can't open it.
Okay, let's see what's in here. Now we can't pick up the pan. Ah, there we have a bucket, cool. Is that oil? No, shit. No, nothing. Can we open the cabinet? Ah, a brush, a bucket and a brush and water. Maybe we can clean that dirty thing outside. Can opener. Why does the guy by default have a can opener? Anyway, let's see if we can fill up this bucket. Does this work? Cool. So pump. Just throws his ass into it. Okay, let's go. Swinging though, you just kick it. Let's check upstairs. So there you have Max from Sam & Max, one of the adventure games of LucasArts as well. Sam & Max is an awesome game. We'll check that out in the future. So Sam & Max is actually a game that comes after this one. Super fun humor as well. Sam & Max is actually a cartoon that's been around for quite a long time. It's a bit more brutal. That's a messy best. What's this chord?
Here I am, don't get your curls in an uproar. Excuse me, Mr. Washington. Boy, what a mess.
Oh. Well, we already had the soap. Okay, I definitely didn't know that that would happen, but that was actually quite easy. So let's see what in here.
I told you guys I'll get to the flag next. I'm working as fast as I can.
Hey!
Don't tell me you've got another design change for the flag. Oh, what the heck. At this point, I'd do anything just to have it over with. Put the pattern on the table and I'll look at it when I'm done with this job.
Okay, so once we have a new pattern, we'll just put it on there, she'll make it, and then I guess something will happen. What's in here? Ah, wine bottle. Hey, a horse. Oh, I remember this. This is a talking horse.
Hi, horsey.
Oh, hi yourself.
Nice teeth. He has nice teeth. I think you have to do
What's
something
a
with those
nice
teeth.
horse like
I don't
this
remember
do
that
in a
actually.
place like this?
It's been too long.
Hey, I live here. What are you doing here?
I like his voice. It's like Mr. Ed, the talking horse. Apparently
Nice
was a
teeth.
series,
Thank
I don't know, back in the 60s or in the 50s, I'm not even sure. Way before my time, but I heard my parents talk about that a lot.
I didn't think horses could talk.
Maybe they just never had anything to say to you. Ever think of that?
You mean horse?
Well, if you want to put it that way.
Wow.
Did I mention how great your teeth look?
Thanks again.
So something's up with the teeth. I think you probably can switch them around
I
when
gotta
he
go.
does the
See you
cheese
later.
thing. So what's in here then? Oh, there.
Question is, which one's stuffed and which one's the real McCoy?
I assure you that we are both real, but we are neither one of us
Like a
McCoys.
skeleton.
We are Edisons, Ned and Jed.
Hope I haven't jostled.
So looking at his hammer, I can probably switch them out. Maybe I can actually help him because it doesn't seem that he's actually very good at this. Boring guy. So let's switch the hammer.
Oh no! I've lost it! Oh, where hath gone the muse that once guided my hand with such care? Must inspiration be so transitory? Must art be so cruel? I'm a failure. Don't say that, Ned. Father was right. We Edisons are made to be scientists, not artists. Dear brother, we must be strong in these times of creative adversity.
Oh, I feel sad now.
Why don't you let me take over for a while?
I wrecked the
I'll
entire
clean this
statue. They
level
have to
up and
start all over again.
You relax. Have a cappuccino.
There's a cappuccino in his pocket.
I'm glad we switched places.
I guess one is left-handed, one is right-handed. I'm not sure what the story is behind this. My American history isn't fully up to date. Hey, Nurse Edna. Ah, okay. So, without realizing it, we actually changed something in the future. Because his arm was on the left side first, now his arm's on the right side. I'm not entirely sure why that's relevant, but this is an example of what actually we can do by switching between the future and the past. Some paint. Red paint. I guess it's a good idea actually. So I remember now we can actually paint the tree in the garden, paint it red, so that actually it looks like a cherry tree, and then he should probably cut it down if we convince him. But now that we have soap as well, let's see if we can wash that car. I'm not sure what the point was with washing the car, but we have soap and everything, so let's see. Let me see if I can switch to the classic version, because that's pretty cool as well, so you guys can see that as well. Yeah. Look at this. This is sweet, man. This is super cool. You can switch between them, and there you have the verbs that you can give, pick up, use, etc. Back at the time, this looked pretty awesome. I still think this looks awesome, to be honest. But it might be the nostalgia kicking in here. But you can really see the excellent job they did at really keeping it true to the original design. It's really so similar. Anyway, let's switch back to the remastered version that we're playing now. There we go. Back and resume the game.
The water's all sudsy now.
What's... Okay, let's wash this thing.
Dum-de-dum.
Dum-de-dum. Oh, that's so cliche.
Looks like a big storm. See?
Ah, that's Edison. Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
What do you want?
Where are you going? What about your experiment?
Even science sometimes gets cold on account of rain, my boy.
But how are you ever going to get lightning if you're not going to stand out in a storm?
To be frank, which I am, I don't know. The science of electrodynamics, much like your mind apparently, is still in a state of relative infancy. Back to the drawing board, I say.
Oh, actually, it's obviously Ben Franklin. I keep saying Edison, but that's not so true. That's actually the one that invented the light bulb. But this is electricity. So obviously when you start washing your car, the thing that happens is it starts raining, right? So it's pretty much the same here. So that's how we get the electricity, I think. So first back to this one. We painted the tree, so it's now a cherry tree. So let's see if we can get Mr. Washington to cut down that tree. Okay. See if we can cut it down, cut it down.
Excuse me.
Big cigar.
Yes?
Yes.
I've been thinking about what you said about cherry trees.
Pondering the great truths, eh? Well?
I bet you've lost it.
Lost it, have I? Why, I'd show you a thing or two if there were a cherry tree nearby. But as you can see, there... Oh, well, what do you know? There is a cherry tree out there. Well, let's go chop the sucker down.
Chop the sucker down. That's impressive. One cut.
I said come down from there at once.
Try to understand. I'm stuck in this.
So that worked. 400 years in the future, tree's gone.
Voila.
And you see that purple tentacles have taken over the future.
I know.
And we can switch to Laverne. So, actually guys, I'm gonna keep it at this one. This was the first episode of playing Day of the Tentacle. I really love this game. If you guys love this game as well, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about it. We'll definitely play further episodes here. This was the Kali Monkey with Game Diggers. As always, keep playing and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Hey there, fellow game digger. Do you know this game? If you do, make a guess in the comments below and find out next time if it is that game. See you next time. Keep playing. Bye bye.